All right, folks, I would like to welcome y'all back to episode 2 of the Weekly Views. And I'm here with my player partner, Philly from Wave Junkies. What's going on, Philly?
Man, it's a blessing. Another episode. Let's jump right into it, baby.
Man, so as you know, recently we just celebrated the 50th anniversary of this thing that we love and breathe called hip hop.
hmm
Um, you know what I'm saying? Just, when did you get introduced to the genre?
Man, I was one day going through my mom's room and I came across this album, man. It was 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying, and ever since then I just been hooked on it.
That's my fucking
Ever
favorite.
since, baby, I
It's a
just
classic.
just can't stop it. And ever since then I've been like a hip hop fan, a big 50 Cent fan. It's crazy to see how the music evolved over time.
Over here, man. We wouldn't be here without it. But I do want to thank, from everybody from, not just the rappers, but the people at the Breakfast Club and academics, Yo MTV Raps, Rap City,
Yeah.
106 in Park,
It's
that
came a long way. It's a beautiful thing to see.
that this media is involved into. We can't talk about hip hop without talking about the greatest of all time. Who is your GOAT MC?
Man, I thought about that for a long time. I would have to go with 50 Cent.
50 Cent.
50 Cent.
Like,
From everything, just from like the bars to the melodies to the business side, his investments, just all around, 50 Cent was that last quote unquote gangster in hip hop. You haven't seen no one done it like him since then.
you think he is the greatest of all time, period?
Yeah, greatest of
O-
all time, man.
over Pac,
Yeah,
over
yeah,
Biggie?
yeah. Over Biggie.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. And people gonna be like, "Oh, what the hell?" You know what I mean? He's just a young dude, but who was doing it like 50 Cent? Name someone. You know what I mean? He took the game by a chokehold.
You got 50 over Pac, over Big?
Yeah, because
That
you could say so. Pac and Big is good, but they really live to their full potential? You know what I mean? Of course, they dropped some legendary shit. They did legendary shit in a short amount of time, but did they really live the full potential? They did leave a mark. You know what I mean? They did leave a mark, but they didn't have their full career.
yes and no, because Pac did a lot in a small.
Yeah, that's true.
He
They
did a
did.
lot in from 90, I would say 91 to 96. He had 4 albums recorded, 3 before he died, or no, 4 before he died actually, and the 5th one came out after. You can't forget about Juice. You can't forget about Above the Rim. You can't forget about Poetic Justice. Not only that, Ja Rule came out from the gate trying to beat Pac.
But
What
see,
the
50 Cent did all that too. You had to Get Rich Die Trying album. You got his TV production. Uh, it's just all with 50 Cent. His was just perfect timing. He just focused on the music first, and later on he went, to the movie and TV side.
but Pac has so many quotes. His influence is seen.
Oh yeah, crazy influence.
And
But the thing why he has so much influence because he passed away at an early age. If 50 Cent was, God forbid, if he was to go, imagine the impact that he would leave.
I can see Pac's more influence more in the game than
Yeah, that's true.
than 50. And I love 50, but we don't see his influence
But
like
see, we're talking about the greatest of all
the
time.
greatest of all time.
You know what I mean? 50 Cent, like I said, you got that different version of him. You got those melodies. You got him talking his shit. His first album that he dropped, what, Diamond? You know what I mean? And every track on that album just bumps.
All Eyes on Me went diamond.
Mm. This guy, you can't win with this guy.
I I'm just saying, and I love 50, but it's crazy you would even put him over Big. Just even skill
maybe
wise.
maybe I'm a young guy, you know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
okay.
But I just see it. I see 50 Cent over. That's my goal. Music is all opinionated. It's you know what I mean? 50 Cent. I'm gonna just have to go with him.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, he said 50 is the GOAT of all time.
I love Pac though. I love Pac.
I will agree and disagree with you. I respect it though, but I just can't put 50 over Tupac. I can't.
I see it.
And I have my valuable reasons why.
But see, I don't get me wrong. I love Pac's music. When I stumbled across Pac's music, it gave me I wanted to dive into it more. I just didn't dive into one track. I dived into a lot of tracks, even beyond all the way to his first album, all the way to when he was with Digital Underground. Everything. But 50 Cent, to me, he's just that guy.
And then I will say though, 50 did kind of he did when he came out, I had never seen nothing like that. Just the reaction that people even gravitated to him with the Get Rich or Die Trying. That album was huge. Like you couldn't
Yeah.
go nowhere. And I
Without
remember in
hearing
the
it.
city at that time, you couldn't go nowhere in the city without hearing In the Club, without
Yeah.
hearing. I remember the first time I seen Mini Man. So you know what? Even though we agree to disagree, I respect that you got somebody like 50 as your GOAT MC because
Yeah.
that's not a common name that you hear.
I mean, think about it. Right now, he's selling out tours. You know what I mean? They just announced he sold over 800,000 tickets.
That's a good
Can
segue.
Jay-Z do that
Yeah,
without Beyonce?
yeah, yeah.
He needs his wife, man. When's the last time he went on tour by himself? When was the last time you seen Jay-Z in a movie?
You don't think
He
that?
can't cater to that. Jay-Z, he's not versatile. When's the last time you seen Jay-Z sing on a hook or do something and it went number one?
All
You
of it.
know, 50 Cent came out dropping 21 Questions, PIMP, Many Men, all that, bro. Just on one album. Just it's crazy. It's crazy. And to think about everybody he put on. You know what I mean? Tony Yayo, uh, fucking Young Buck. Some people could say the game.
And that's debatable.
You know what I mean?
That's
I mean,
debatable.
don't get me wrong, Jay-Z put on Kanye and Rihanna. I mean,
No, we can't. Why is everybody giving Jay-Z credit for Kanye? That was Dame Dash.
okay, yeah, Dame
Uh,
Dash.
We
Okay, you got me there. Dame Dash.
Jay-Z really didn't. I don't really think he really. Be honest, I don't think he gets more credit than he should.
Who?
Jay-Z,
Yeah,
as
way
far as
more
putting
credit.
people on, because yeah, Dame Dash, man. But that was a good segue that you brought up. 50 still selling out
Tour.
tours. Now we've been seeing it lately. The newer artists are having trouble selling out arenas.
Hmm.
Why is that you think?
Me personally, quote unquote, they saying that some little baby ticket tours got canceled, some money bag yo dates got canceled. I would still pull up. I'm a fan of the music, but I don't know, man. I think everything's just off the internet now. I don't. To me, it's like I kind of don't believe it, but if, the facts are coming out, the facts are coming out.
Do you think that we as consumers have been played by the system as far as numbers mattering?
I also think when it comes to that, we also don't appreciate, the whole streaming stuff. We don't get to sit there and actually appreciate the album. Like I said in the beginning, when that 50 Cent album dropped, I played that from all the way from the first track to the last track. Now it's so easy. We could just switch the album. We could just switch, and it's different now.
Do you think that artists like Moneybag, Lil Baby, a lot of these artists who aren't selling out these shows, do you think that they're falling off at this point?
What is really falling off?
And I'm not talking about falling off money wise, and I think that's what people think. I'm not talking about
Yeah.
falling off. I'm just talking about this their stardom. Like, is it what I'm saying? Is their careers going under?
That's just with every artist. Eventually you got that fire, then you die down. And I think that's when these artists start to reinvent themselves. Some artists can, some artists can't.
Why do you think we as the people care more about the numbers?
I don't know, man. What do you think about that?
I think it's the idea of buying into something, right?
Yeah,
Let's just say you see an artist, right? He walks in the venue, he has all the jewelry, he has all the
mhm,
chains on. People are gonna gravitate to him because
yeah,
he looks like he's somebody. Versus if an artist walks in with no jewelry on, people are gonna just and I think it's just the buying in the whole thing. People feel like, oh, he has 300,000 followers on Instagram, 50,000 followers on Twitter,
yeah. It's like they want to cater to that more just because other people are listening to it. Is that what you're trying to say?
but we've been tricked.
Yeah,
We've been tricked. We,
yeah, that's
we
true.
as the people have been tricked because a lot of times a lot of these artists, and we've seen it here in the city sometimes. The math ain't mathing.
Yeah,
The math ain't mathing. You can't have all these followers and all these streams and you can't even sell out a show. Like, what is the numbers for?
exactly.
Do you think we can go back to how it was just off of just respecting people off of just pure talent versus the popularity?
It's just the way the internet is now, and just everything it is now. It's just times change and it evolves, and that's just how it's gonna be now.
Now I gotta ask you, we've been talking about this hip hop culture 50th anniversary. You know, I come from the older generation. You're obviously a little younger than me.
Mhm.
Which generation do you appreciate more, the new or the old?
So as far as new generation, who we speaking?
Like, we got Baby, we got Young Boy,
Mm.
people even like Migos or any, from that era, would you, what I'm saying, who do you like more?
I would say the old generation music was more authentic. They gave you more quality over quantity as opposed to the new generation. But some of the new artists are dope as well. But lately, I don't know if I'm getting old, bro. I've been hearing some new shit, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, I have to listen to it like 10 times and be like, nah, I'm not fucking with it. Man, I'm gonna have to go with the old generation, bro. Coming from a new generation guy, but the music was more quality. You know what I mean? They didn't give you quantity. They put their all into their albums. Now, these new artists, they make over 100 tracks and they just grab 13 and like, okay, we're just gonna put that out.
And I'm gonna have to go with the old generation too because it was more content in the music.
Yeah,
Every every album had a theme to it. You know,
exactly.
every song, it meant something when you heard it. Um, they weren't and I guess the technology was different.
Yeah.
They didn't have the ability to just go on Pro Tools and upload it to SoundCloud or anything like that. But your top five from the new generation and the old generation. Who you got?
How you gonna put me on the spot like that? OG, I'm gonna start with the old generation.
Okay, okay,
I'm gonna go with 50 Cent. Of
okay,
course, 50 Cent ain't gonna be like, damn, he dick ride too much. But 50 Cent, I'm gonna go with Eminem, just
okay.
because he paved the way for a lot of white artists. People say like, oh, it's just because he's white. No, he actually came into the game where he just shut everything down, and also about everybody that he brought with him. Without Eminem, there wouldn't be no 50 Cent, and without 50 Cent, there wouldn't be a collective of people. So Eminem did his shit. See, I just don't want to say anybody, just say anybody because everybody says those people. I don't want to
Right.
be that typical person like Nas, Jay-Z, because I don't listen to them. You know what
Okay.
I mean?
That's
I don't.
respectable.
I mean, I respect what they did, but so many artists.
Okay, that's fine. The new generation though, who you got?
Oh yeah, Young Boy, number one. Just because he I feel like Young Boy, you know what I mean? He gives you that quality music sometimes, but sometimes he could overstep and give you a whole bunch of quantity music. But without Young Boy, he's an influencer. He's influenced. Everybody wants to be Young Boy. It's crazy. These young kids want to be Young Boy, but Young Boy. The thing I like about Young Boy, he's not scared to be himself. He wants to go against the whole industry. That's dope. Kevin Gates, you know, Kevin Gates is one of those rappers where I was depressed. I used to listen to a lot of Kevin Gates. Yo Gotti, people like Yo Gotti, but Yo Gotti, he talks his shit. Uh, put a lot of people on. Great businessman. So hard. What do you think?
Man, well, I had to, if I'm talking about the older generation, I gotta go with Biggie. I gotta go with, and
Old heads.
eh,
Old heads. No.
just because, and Life After Death. I don't know if you've heard it, but that's one
Future X. Future X.
that's one of the greatest hip hop albums of all time. I'll put it up there with
Mm-hmm.
the best. I gotta go Pac. You understand?
Pog.
The M.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Jeezy. See, you had to be
I had to
outside.
think about it. See, I
And
had to
and
think
and,
about it.
and Mozzie knows. Mozzie knows when Thug Motivation 101 came out.
I know the type
Back
of
in the
influence
streets.
he had, but I just could never get into a Jeezy song. Just that. I just could never get jiggy with it.
When the can't ban the snowman, them t-shirts got banned from school. You could not wear them shirts at
Oh, with
home.
the snowman?
The snowman, you could
Yeah.
not. And I gotta say T.I. I gotta say T.I. As somebody from Texas,
No, no, man.
man. T- Remember, Flip was hot at that time.
Yeah.
Flip was no, and Ti came out and said he was the king of the South and nobody could challenge him.
What's so good about Ti though? Like I listen to his music, I just don't see the hype. Maybe it was, that time, the time of the
Man,
period.
you ain't heard trap music?
Maybe the dinosaurs did, you
Nah,
know.
you
But I just don't see nothing over T.I. Like it's
you
just
ain't heard trap music. You ain't heard King, man. Look, and Ti doesn't get it. I feel like y'all gotta put some respect on Ti's name as one of the best coming out of the South.
okay, we could say that, but I just don't see the hype. I could look, I could put Lil Wayne over Ti. Come on, man. You know what I mean? It's all opinionated, but when they say King of the South, I really give that crown to Lil Wayne. Who? Come on, man. Like, if we had a Ti versus Lil Wayne, who would you pick?
Who would I
Let
pick?
me ask you this: whose concert would you go to?
Whose concert me would I go to?
Ti or Lil Wayne?
I'm going to Tips because
Old heads, I swear, they always want to debate.
I'm invested in the music more.
Okay.
I'm invested in the music more. I like me personally as a fan, I like Ti more than Wayne. I know people gonna be pissed off, like, oh, but I'm just saying,
If we sit there, we really talk about Wayne. Wayne had more influence. Wayne has better albums.
man. Look,
Wayne
you
would
ain't
talk.
come.
Wayne had better mixtapes. Wayne would go on your track and just, it's not your track no more. You know what I mean? It will, you know, just think about it. Did Ti have that influence?
Well, we can argue. We can. I can
Did
see. I can see where you're going with that. But Wayne doesn't have no content. Like, think about it. A lot of his songs. What does he really talk about? Come
that's
on
good.
now. Ti got some songs. He got content.
Yes.
Songs you can relate to. Now, I bet you right now, if we in the club, if 24s comes on and Rubber
Okay,
Band
yeah, yeah,
come out,
yeah.
come
That's
on,
my shit
man.
right there. I ain't
Come
gonna
on,
lie, I
man.
forgot about that.
You have to beat
But
that.
Lil Wayne, you know what I mean? You got some good shit too. You got Lollipop, you got Go DJ, that's my DJ. You got plenty of tracks, bro. I mean, think about what did Lil Wayne bring up with him? He brought Drake, Nicki Minaj, all around. People say Tip, people say Wayne. I think Wayne had a better career.
And for the new generation, I'm gonna go with Lil Baby. I,
Everything sounds the same with him, bro.
and
Sounds like the baby.
and
Everything the same.
the reason I say Lil Baby, you gotta remember we know who the stars of quality of QC was.
Yeah.
What happened when Baby came out? When Lil Baby came out? Migos was no longer QC
Yeah.
priority, and I'm sorry, people. I know y'all gonna feel the type of way, but it is what these are the
Yeah.
facts.
That's true.
He came out. QC forgot about Yachty.
Yeah.
Lil Baby is the breadwinner over there.
Exactly.
We gotta be
He keeping them lights on.
to keep it the lights on.
He keeping them
This a
lights on.
fact. Man,
That's true.
I
That's
don't
true.
argue anybody about that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with Young Boy, of course.
Of course, young
I
boy.
gotta go with Young Boy because what I like about Young Boy, not just the music, but the influence, the way that our generation gravitated towards Pac. The
Hmm.
younger generation, he has that impact, and I'm not comparing him to Pac. I'm just saying that influence and everything.
Hmm.
You know, it reminds me of that era.
Yeah.
Oh man, who else I'm like it? Man, there's so many dudes.
It's so many. It's so hard just to pick your top five because you know I could be driving on the way home and be like, "Fuck, I should have said this person." You know what I mean? It's just so many great artists that we can't just pick a top five, and it's just you would literally sit there and have to write it out.
Man. Much love to all them dudes though out there.
Much love, though. Much love.
Now, Ebro, you know, he's been in the headlines lately. He's saying that, you know, major labels are not interested in even signing hip hop acts no more. They're trying to sign Afro beats and Latin artists.
Hmm.
Why is that?
I wouldn't know. I would say this though. Ebro's a old head.
So,
He's a hater. He's a hater, man. Every time I watch an interview with this guy, it just seems like he's just doing things for clout. But he could be right though. But I don't think he is.
I can kind of, and me personally, I'm not a big fan of Ebro.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I would have to say I can see where he's coming from and why he said that. Because the new generation of the music, for one, there's there's no meaning to it.
No,
Two,
nah, it's not.
the music is more violent than ever. It's more crazy.
Yeah,
You got to think how many tracks that we heard and us as blogs, how many tracks that do we hear where it's about an op smoking on the op pack
smoking on
like
it. It's disgusting at this point.
you know what I mean? So I
Yeah,
would have to say why I could see that why because for one we know what group of people run these major labels, right?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't look like us.
Mm-mm.
they're gonna invest in something where they can take their kids to go see, right? You know what I mean? For example, right? It's like who who are they gonna want to take their own children to see? Are they gonna want to take their children to go see Drake? Or they gonna take some, or Quando Rondo, and not comparison, but I'm saying, right,
Yeah, I get what
the
you're saying.
music is not as friendly. It's not commercial. It's not commercial.
Mm-mm.
The music is really not. It's really not appropriate for kids. And I know our music wasn't not really appropriate for kids too, but we had hip hop artists was able to perform on all that. You know what I'm saying? They was able to perform on TRL and 106 in Park. You know what I'm saying? Now that music, these people don't want it.
Yeah.
So I would have to say I'll agree.
I don't know. It's like hip hop is always going to be hip hop. It evolves over time. Right now we're at the point where they're going to give you some raw ass shit that you're not familiar with, you're not comfortable with. But that's what hip hop is now. You know what I mean? It's a newer generation. They're more crazier. But you also gotta understand, we were raised. These new artists were raised on Gucci Man.
Mhm,
They were raised on Chief Keef.
mhm.
Some of them. Some of them were raised. These guys been doing that shit. So this is what you get. This is your product. You raise these kids like this. So they took what they heard and they just added their own shit to it, and now it's more raw. And hip hop's always gonna be hip hop. It's gonna be evolving. Labels are still gonna sign. That's where the money's at. It is expanding. The sound is changing, but I don't believe that. Labels are still gonna sign rappers. They're still gonna sign whoever's popping at the time. If they can make money off that person, they're gonna sign them. They don't give a fuck who it is.
But and this is where I would disagree now. Some of these labels, they're not gonna want to invest no money in some of these dudes because they're living like that.
Bro, if you die, if you're King Von, for example, King Von dies, bro, streaming services going up. Everything's going up. Merchandise up. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter anymore. I mean, they don't care if, like I said, if they can make money off you, they're gonna make money off you. You know what I mean? It's just that's just how it is. It's sad, it's crazy, but if they can make money off you, they make money off you.
So you don't think that hip hop is dying?
It is dying because it's not original no more. Everything sounds the same, but and then it's crazy because I was thinking about this too. Even when a rapper tries to dive into some new shit and new sounds, and be like, "Who the fuck? Like this person's falling off," and people are not used to that. Not used to different sounds. You know what I mean? And it's also us as when we listen to this music, we're just so used. We don't want to expand our sound. We're so used to like one sound. Some people don't even listen to country. Some people don't even listen to rock. All they know is hip hop. You know what I
And
mean?
then a lot of artists too, they're a risk on booking shows because now you got to worry about certain venues if the people that they got beef with is gonna pull up.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You see,
It's
promoters aren't
crazy.
even promoters aren't even taking a chance on Quando after that situation.
Nah, I
You
mean,
you
I wouldn't either.
so I feel like that's why I said I would have to agree with Ebro.
Hmm.
And it's just that hip hop we has came to a point where a lot of it has become not interested. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And they're looking for something new. So you see somebody like a Burner Boy who's blowing up. The Afrobeats is killing it right now. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but
Haven't.
and and then you gotta look at Ozuna,
Yeah,
Bad Bunny. I
yeah,
mean, Arcangel, like even the old head reggaeton artists, Daddy Yankee and Don Omar, like them dudes, they making racks. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like they're making racks. So I could see why he went into that. I can see why he said that, man. That
yeah.
was crazy. Now I gotta call out Complex, and
Why? Why, Jay?
they had Ice Spice ranked as top 50 New York rapper all time. She hasn't done nothing.
And
What?
nothing at all. What they're doing, they just want a reaction. They just want people to talk about that shit. Ice Spice is nowhere in that top 50.
No.
Um, Beautiful human being though, you know what I mean? Beautiful person, but music wise, she has no way to be in top 50.
She can't even sell out arena.
Can't, bro.
Like
Can't.
she hasn't went on a world tour yet. She hasn't released the album. So how is she top 50 in new rap? New and that's
Nah.
disrespectful to people like Big Pun, to people like Big L, to Rakim, to Dipset,
Yeah.
to Nas, to Biggie. I'm not just saying she don't even deserve to be in that category with them.
Nah, not at all. Like I said, at the end of the day, it's just a reaction.
She don't even deserve to be brought up with Pop Smoke.
Not even, not in the same conversation, man. It's just crazy. It's crazy what people do for a reaction.
Do you think Ice Spice is an industry plant?
Can we say that?
Yeah, yeah, we could say that.
I mean, I think it gets deep. You would have to like go throughout the, you know what I mean? I wouldn't personally, I wouldn't say. I think her looks carried her, and that's it,
Really
really.
disappointed in you.
I would say her looks carried her, and
I
you know that little one popping song that she had. I mean, she's, you know, it's good to see what she's doing though because she ran with it. Now you hear a couple more tracks that, like, okay, she's making her foot in the game. You know what I mean? She's doing her shit. So I think she did exactly what she did. She didn't fumble the bag, and as an artist, she's gonna evolve more. She's probably gonna go through one of those artist development things where in a few years she's gonna be a whole new artist. It's just crazy, you know what I mean? But as far as top 50, I don't see that.
I have to argue, and maybe because I'm not from New York, so this is where my bias comes from. You know, there's certain artists we get to see their grind early,
Yeah,
right? We know from when they're bubbling to when you know where they're gonna pop. You know,
yeah.
you saying like we talked about 50. We've seen it with 50. We've seen it with Lil Baby. We've seen it with a lot of these artists. From her, she just came out of nowhere. Like
She did.
you gotta think about it. Even Cardi B, we've seen it.
But that's the power of the internet.
Mm,
You don't gotta grind hard that now. You could just make something like a 10-second catchy clip, put it on TikTok, boom, you're famous.
I don't know, man. I just not.
Boom.
I felt like she was forced on the people.
Even if she was forced, because a lot of people could be forced on us, but we cater to it. Imagine everybody else they cater, you know, they force on us. We cater to it, so she did something right. At the end of the day, if she did it or they did it, she did exactly what she was supposed to do. You get what I'm saying? Top
Uh,
50? Hell no.
I just
But she grabbed the bag and she ran with it, and
and the reason I say that because the people with the money, and I'm not gonna say who, right?
hmm
They have that power to take somebody, right?
hmm
Take somebody ain't never did anything and boom, make them a star overnight.
no, I don't think so. Because it's up to us to consume it and to like it. Because they could put money, they could put 10 million behind me. I know I'm a trash ass rapper. I'm not even a rapper, but I can't make music. So if they do that, they can put so much money behind me and I still won't pop. You know what I mean? It all depends on that artist that we want to cater to. And Ice Spice happens to be one of them.
Like a brother, man. We could agree to disagree.
Yes, sir.
But look, ladies and gentlemen, look, I appreciate y'all. This was episode 2 of Weekly Views. Yeah, make sure y'all be on the lookout every week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.